Hello, Will here, and today we're doing a little video. It's something just a little bit different on the premise of that this isn't like obviously a walkthrough, which is what I normally tend to do. This is actually it's a tutorial video, but for something very simple, but a very common problem, especially for PS4 mods, which that is obviously the infamous grey face. Now, obviously, if you're not entirely sure what Greyface is, it has different names. You got Greyface, Darkface, you know. There's a couple of different names that go for it, but it's just basically when you create an NPC and then you put it into your mod for PS4, for example, you upload it to PS4 platform, blah blah blah. You go in the game and you'll realise that their face is all completely and utterly buggered. Basically, and it's all glitchy. It's got all weird patterns, lines, colours all over it. It doesn't look like anything like the way that you create your character, to be. And now I don't know if there's any other videos on this on YouTube. I've had a little look and I can't find any that's for PS4 specifically. In the ways of like how to deal with grey Facebook, how to get rid of it, how to fix it. Yeah, normally what it would be is obviously you create your NPC. So you'll go to actor, you basically this. So you go to actor. Obviously you got all the NPCs in the game. These are all their editor IDs. Obviously, if you're kind of new to modding and you haven't done this before, so bear that in mind. If you're someone who's already who's done a bit of modding, this is also for people who haven't really done it either, so this one might take just a little bit longer to explain it. But yeah, so obviously you go to actor when you want to create a new NPC. You go here and you'll right click on here and you'll either click new to create someone from brand spanking new, or if you say you've wanted to create a new create your own dragon. But obviously you're going to use the assets that's already in creation kit, but you just want to create a dragon that was a little bit stronger or something like that. Normally you can either go for new again, or you could just duplicate a dragon and then mess around with all its stats and stuff like that in the actor creation window, and just stuff like that. But we'll get onto that in a moment. But obviously, yeah, normally with Greyface bug, normally you would fix it is once you create your NPC, you would normally then have to export that NPC, which is obviously, if I can remember correctly, it's Control F4. I know it's definitely not Alt F4, but I'm pretty sure it's Control F4. So normally, you'll just select them like that, and then it will be Control F4, and then you'll get this up. And then you'll click yes on the one that you do. I'm not going to because this guy here doesn't need it. But you'll normally click yes, and then it will create a load of obviously NIF files that will go into textures, which then then you'll go to data, you go to data, you go to textures, you'll go to characters, and you go to face gen. There's one or two other folders until you get to the point where you see a folder with your ESP name on it, the name of the ESP or the mod you've made. You'll see it on there. You'll click on there, and then there'll be a load of pictures of NIF files and stuff like that. And normally, what you would do is you would basically you'll grab that file, you'll upload it to Xbox or PC, and then when you upload to Xbox and PC, it would basically then say do you want to archive any files? And what you'll do is you'll archive those files with the ESP and then upload it. And then there you go. That's the general gist of normally how it works. But obviously with PS4 you can't archive. It doesn't allow you. Primarily because of Sony. But you can't archive files from PS4. So how do you fix the bug? Now, some people have said that you can do it via load order. You can just mess around with the load order, and that normally can sometimes fix it. It doesn't fix it at all. It might make the glitchiness, the glitch patterns on the NPC's face a little bit less noticeable, but it doesn't fix it because the glitches are there because you don't have the files. That's the reason why it's there. So how do you get it to work for PS4? So I'm going to show you how it works with PS4. Uh, I didn't work this out on my own, and there are obviously some other people who've already worked it out, but I don't know if they've already ever said. Now I can't remember where I found this source. I was just looking online, like everybody else, and I eventually found it. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna create your NPC. So you're just gonna right click on here and click New. You give it a second to load up. Bada boom, and then you get this. Obviously this is your actor creator window. Now, before you do this, there is, one thing you do have to remember, especially when you're creating the NPC for this bug fix anyway, is you need to make sure you know what race you want your character to be and what gender you want them to be. That's kind of important. So if you wanted them to be, if you were going to create, what we're going to do, we're going to create, just for example, a Khajiit female. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go, Khajiit female. But you want to make sure you know what race they are and what gender they are. So obviously, if you're still kind of new to all this modding, obviously some people can skip this, or you can just go through it anyway and just wait. So obviously you'll create an ID. We're gonna go, face test. That's the ID. That's not the name. That's the ID. Name, we are gonna call you Yeetus Khajiitus. There you go. So you got Yeetus Khajiitus. If you want their name to be shorter when it comes to like subtitles, when you're talking to, if you have like general subtitles and dialogue subtitles on, when you talk to them, it will normally say their full name. So in this case, it will say Yeetus Khajiitus. But if you put in, say, Yeetus in the short name, then the dialogue at the subtitles at the bottom of the screen, when you're talking to them, it will just say Yeetus and then whatever they're saying. So, but the short name's not hugely important in this. And then obviously you'll do basically you'll obviously mess around with this stuff here, are they essential? So basically, are they immortal? They're technically invulnerable, does basically the same thing. And I think Ghost also pretty much does the same thing as well. So there's like 3 things that do the same. Protected, if I can remember correctly, protected is basically means that they can't be killed by NPCs or any enemies like dragons, saber cats, bears and stuff like that, but you yourself can still kill them. I think that's what protected means. Let me know in the comments below if that's actually incorrect, but I think that's what that means. But for now, we're just going to make Yeetus Khajiitus essential, and when you're creating a new actor, you'll put, unless you plan to do a mod where you get like loads of them, like keep on returning, you will click on respawn, but most of the time you'll click on unique, and that's it. Alright, so we got that done. We're going to go back to the beginning. We're going to go to this bit here. So obviously you got traits, and this is obviously where you'll normally do the basics of your character creation. What race they are, what kind of skin they have, whether they're male, female, their weight, their height, and what voice they have, and a whole load of other random stuff, which you can obviously find in other tutorial videos. I'm not going to go into too much depth here, but what I'm going to draw your attention to is this down here, the template data. This is what you will use to bypass the face bug glitch on PS4. But there is one downside to this workaround, is unfortunately you would not be able to create a unique look for your character. That is the only drawback, the only sort of like downside to this workaround. But it's the best that PS4 have got, because unfortunately, apparently according to Sony and the modern world, we are but lonely scrubs and do not deserve the same nice things as the PC Master Race and Xbox users. But anyway, so you're going to want to come to template data, and then you're going to go to actor base here. Now obviously on actor base, as you can see, once again it's full of actors, full of lots of NPCs that are in the game. And what you're going to do is you're going to select one of these. Now this workaround, One thing you do not want to do is use a preset. So like for example, if you go down here, you'll see here Argonian female presets 01, Argonian female preset 02, Argonian male preset 01, 02, and it goes on like 1 to 10 on both. You don't want to use any of these kind of things. Don't don't use any presets whatsoever, because if you use a preset, it doesn't work. This one is something I'm not entirely sure about, but I'm not going to use it and try it. But for example, I don't know any characters who actually like it off the top of my head. But sometimes you'll select the character, then you'll click on full here, and obviously here is normally you would see your MP, you will see your character. But sometimes when you use an actor base and then press full, what you'll see in this box here is like a translucent M shape kind of thing with an arrow. Now I don't know if that also doesn't make the bug, if it works, and so then you don't get the face bug, or if it doesn't work and you still get it. But I'm gonna just for now say don't use any actor that has the translucent M. So for example, we're creating a Khajiit female. So we are going to pick, just for example, here, Akari. Boom. There you go. We picked Akari. Now, so that's the activate. So basically, now if I tick any of these little boxes here, these are all little square boxes. So for example, if I tick stats, just for example, I'll show you. So we tick stats, just give it a second, then go to stats, and then this is the stats that she would have in game. So in game she is level 5, she has 45 health, quite a bit of stamina actually, considering that she's as weak as all hell. And you could do the same as her. So you could tick it and it will use their scripts, it will use their AI packages, AI data, blah blah. But the one we want to tick, we're just gonna untick that. We don't need that one. The one we do want to tick is use traits. We want to tick this one here. So we're gonna tick that one. Don't worry about this. This stuff comes up all the bloody time. Go away. So as you can see, we now have an actor in the preview window here. But as you can see, yeah, unfortunately, the colour of her head doesn't match the colour of her body. Don't worry about that, because that is meant to be. It's meant to be like that because the traits is kind of copying the textures of the head and stuff like that. And it's kind of weird on what it's actually doing. But basically it's copying how she looks. That's part of the traits. It's kind of strange how it works, why it seems to work like that, but it's just the way it is for some reason. So yeah, here she'll look a little bit different. The colours won't match. When you put her into a building in the render window, the colours again will still not directly match, but they will match, or should match, if you've done things correctly in the game. So we're not going to worry about that. So once again, just a quick recap. Go on to actors, right click on here, so you get this, click on new. So you need to click on new, so you get this. Then you just give it an ID, a name, tick what base things you want them to be. Most of the time it'll be like unique and essential, but sometimes it'll just be unique, depends on what thing you're creating. But in this case, essential and unique. Then go down to template data, go to actor base, select an actor that you know is basically the race and the gender that you want your NPC to be. So obviously in this case I was going to create a Khajiit female, so here we are with a Khajiit female. Then once you got that, you tick traits. After that, you could then just literally mess around with anything else. You can give her a faction, you can give her what faction you want to give her, AI data, keywords. We're just going to very quickly just give her actor type NPC, AI packages. Again, you'll be able to find other tutorial videos on YouTube that go into more depth about these kind of things. I'm just going to explain to you what you can do. Infantry, Obviously we're just going to quickly just give her an outfit. I don't know, just give her... There you go. There you go. We'll give her the blades outfit. There you go. How about that? No swords or weapons, because I'm not creating a follower or anything here. Spell list, you can give her whatever spells and perks you want to give her. And you obviously got sounds and animation. Those you don't normally tend to mess around with anyway. Attack data is just basically you can make them stronger in one-handed attacks, two-handed attacks, power attacks, unarmed attacks, and you can do a whole load of stuff down here. If you want to see, if you want to see me do any other like little tutorial videos and stuff like that for things that you're not totally sure how to do, or just want to see how certain things are done, just let me know in the comments below. But I will say again, there are quite a fair few other videos out there on YouTube and stuff like that where you can go and see people, going into details about AI packages, AI data, attack data, animation, and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to see things from my perspective on how I do things, just let me know in the comments below. So now when it comes to all these here, there is one thing you must remember. Once you've got use traits, you got the use traits ticked and stuff like this, stuff like that, blah blah blah, bang bang bang. One thing you must remember is character gen parts and character gen morphs. You do not touch them. You leave them alone. No. You leave them alone, because as soon as you start messing around with them, that alters how the game will perceive the character's face. Therefore then it will see it as a completely new facial structure with new textures, and therefore then it would actually need to be exported, and then those files archived and uploaded, which again you can't do on PS4. So that's it. That is literally it. So one last quick recap, because I know sometimes I probably talk a little bit fast. Go to actor. Right click on here, click new, put in the ID, put in your name, put whatever base stuff you want them to be, whether it be essential and unique or just unique, doesn't matter what, you just put whatever you want in, bada bing bada boom. Go down to template data, go to actor base, pick an actor that you know is of the race and the gender you want your new NPC to be. You tick the use traits box. You don't need to worry about ticking any others, but if you want to, you can. But use traits is the must tick here. Then you can mess around with all the other stuff. You can mess around with the stats, factions, relationships, keywords, data, AI packages, inventory, spell list, attack data. And do not mess around with character gen parts or character gen morphs. Once that's done, you can click OK, and boosh. Might take a second. There you go. Boom. Then you'll just just want to quickly just save it. I'm just gonna call this one. Do you like my? Okay, my keyboard's messing up. So we got. Oh, you lick my. Oh, you lick my something, don't you? And we're just gonna save it. Boom. There you go. Then, once you've done that, which unfortunately my computer's not connected up to anything at the moment, but I'll get that sorted out in a second, is obviously then what you'll just do is you'll just go to, you'll obviously want to log yourself into your account, then go to upload plugin and archive to Bethesda.net, and then just upload it to PS4. So I'm going to go off, I'm going to go do that now. So, I will see you in Skyrim. Alright, here we are. Yeah, as you saw by the notes in my video, as you might have also noticed just by watching it, I didn't actually put her into the game at first. Well, that was pretty stupid of me, no wonder. But yeah, obviously what you'll do then is obviously you'll put your character in where you want to put them, and then upload it, obviously. But so I've decided to put Yeetus Kajitas in everyone's favourite area, the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood, and there she is over there. So we're going to have a look at it. So as you can see, Yeetus Kajitas is here, and as you can see, her face. Oh, easy to just shut up already. God damn it. Anyway, back to Yeetus Kajitas here. So as you can see, she has no glitch to her face. I mean, she can't seem to shut her mouth. You know? Yes. Shut your mouth. Now, obviously, yeah, she's not going to obviously properly interact with us because I haven't set up any like factions or whatever that on her, obviously. But as you can see, her face is fine. No glitchiness, no nothing, no weird colours, no strange odds. Now, obviously, yeah, I did say about the body, and as you saw, the body and the head were different colours in the creation kit. But if we were coming around to the back of her, and you
got
know,
rooms and
a bit hard to see.
Too.
Yes, I know.
Ain't much else to tell.
This is an inn. It's obvious. But as you can see, you know, you can come around to the back of her and you can see her tail. So as you can see, her tail is a bit, you know, it's sort of like the dark and coloured tail. So her body will be matching her head. And that's it. Now, unfortunately, I can't kill her and take her armour to show that off, unfortunately, because dumbass me made it
Be
basically.
careful.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot I was a vampire on this. But obviously, yeah, unfortunately, I can't take her armour. But you know, but that's it. There you go. That's how you fix the face bug on PS4. So it's the best workaround PS4 has. But it does, unfortunately, mean that you can't create a complete unique looking character with like unique eye color or unique hair color or unique markings and stuff like that. That is the drawback to this workaround, but it does allow you to bypass the face glitch problem. So that's going to be it for this one. That's it. That's the end of this video. That's the end of this little tutorial. I probably alright, you're you're weird. I'm running away from you, Yeetus. No. Anyway, so that's the end of this video. So yeah, hopefully some people will find this useful, some people won't because they probably already know how to do it. But hopefully it answers that question for you if you yourself don't know how it's done. I didn't know how it was done until very recently myself, and I've been modding for ages. But yeah, so that's it. Done. That's how you fix Greyface on PS4. If I do remember, I'll try and put the link to the actual website where I actually learnt this from as well. I'll try and put that in the description below. And once again, yeah, if you want to see me do any other like tutorial videos, though I do tend to waffle on in the videos a little bit, but if you do want to see me do any other tutorial videos, again, let me know in the comments below. Now, there are some things that I know the basics of, but not fully understand, like AI packages, for example. I probably won't do any kind of tutorial video on AI packages because I only have a very basic understanding of them, and it's not a thing that I tend to mess around with too much. So there will obviously be much better tutorial videos on YouTube for that kind of thing. But if you want to, suggest anything else, let me know in the comments below. And if you think, nah, this is the only one we want to see from you, then again, let me know in the comments below. And then if that's the case, then I won't do any more. And I'll just continue just doing mob reviews. But that's it for now.
Certainly.
So hopefully you find this useful. Hopefully it answers that question for you. And hopefully you actually enjoyed this, even though I have waffled on quite a bit. So since I've waffled on quite a bit, time for me to get out of here. So until next time, I'll see you all later.